5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tranquil. No. Join in. Like, say it with me so that I can line up our voices. Sorry, I should have been more clear.
I'm ready. Let's do it. You go 5, 4, and I'll join in
Okay.
3.
Okay. 5, 4, 3,
3,
2,
2,
1.
1.
All right, guys. Welcome to episode 5 of Mind of a Gamer. We got a special guest today, and I know I say that every week, but I feel like we've been really fortunate to get some of the community members that I really like, and this week is no exception. We have tranQ, but you guys know him as tranQ. And I was thinking about how to introduce him, but he does a little bit of everything, so I didn't want to pigeonhole him. So he's a competitive player, a social player, an editor, and an all-around content creator. He streams, he does all that stuff. You could check out his YouTube videos at youtube.com/imtrank. Watch him on Twitch at twitch.tv/imtrank, and find him on Twitter at imtrank, because he's tranq. So how you doing today, tranq?
I'm good. I'm still a little bit exhausted from touring the world, I might say, being around. I came home 2 days ago and been doing stuff every day, so I'm still like recovering a little bit. Can't wait to get a good night of sleep tonight as well.
Oh yeah,
but until
I'm sure.
that time, I'm very happy to be here and talk to you and help. It's just talking. It's good. It's fun.
Yeah. Hey, I also before we start, I want to thank you because you actually reached out to me to be on the show. Which, I mean, I was going to ask you anyways, but you're the first guest that reached out to me to do that. So thanks for doing that. I appreciate it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I also have like the mindset to help out wherever I can. Usually.
Yeah.
And my idea was just if you ever run out of people and you need someone, I'll always be here as a backup or whatnot.
Yeah,
but,
totally.
But ended up being one of the first, I guess, 10 anyway. So that's cool. I don't mind. That's fine with me.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm a huge fan of yours, so I wanted to get you on early. But I feel like there's a lot of overlap in the way that we approach like Halo and content and stuff like that, and I want to talk about all that. But let's just get started with some more some basic stuff, like how you got into Halo and
Yes.
and all that stuff. So I mean, you're like known for Halo 3 is pretty much your thing, right?
Yeah. That is true.
Were you playing before that, or is Halo 3 where you kind of like found the game?
My gaming career experience started with the Nintendo 64.
Okay.
I never owned a PlayStation 1. I got a PlayStation 2 though, but Nintendo 64 was where I started.
Right.
And then it was just like family games and like 3D platformers, like Banjo-Kazooie is basically my go-to game of nostalgia and stuff like that. I played a lot of football or soccer games back in the day as well, because I was a big footballer.
Right.
And then PlayStation 2 came. I got one of those with my family. Played a lot of like mix of SingStar karaoke stuff and Rayman M like multiplayer. It was amazing.
Right.
That was my first multiplayer experience. And then I think when I turned 7 or 6, I'm not sure exactly when, but one of those days, one of the Christmas, I think it was, my father gave me an Xbox, just the Xbox, with Halo Combat Evolved, and my life changed. Seriously.
Oh, so you had it all the way back then.
Yeah, I played Combat Evolved on Xbox, original thing, and I played the living shit. I'm sorry for bad words,
No,
but
you could cuss
I
on
played
this.
that so much. Like, first on easy, then normal, and like getting to know it, and then I played through that on Legendary with my sister. I'm not even joking. I got my sister to play that with me, and we played it so much together. It
That's
was like
awesome.
the most fun thing. So I played that, and I usually played FIFA, like the football stuff, and that's usually what I did.
Right. So
And
that was
then-
the first time you owned a first-person shooter was Halo CE. You didn't do like
Yes.
the Medal of Honor stuff on PlayStation or anything like that.
No, I did play GoldenEye
Okay.
on my friend, like at my friend's house, but that's just about it. All
Right.
my FPS before Halo 1 was at friends' places.
Right.
So Halo was basically where my cherry popped properly for FPSs, and never really anything that could take the place that put in there. Because Halo was a mix of amazing gameplay, but with an incredible story as well.
Right.
So I kept playing Halo 1, and I got played it with friends as well. I did 2v2s and stuff like that with friends.
Right.
And after a while, when Halo 2 came out, I got that, but I never got Xbox Live until the Xbox 360 days.
Okay.
So, but when I first got an Xbox 360, again for Christmas, I don't remember exactly when I got it. I think it was 2006 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I started playing Call of Duty 4. That was my first online game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I played that for a while, and I was actually pretty good at it. I think I had a 2.3 KD with 30,000 kills or something like that. Actually pretty good.
Right.
But then I got Halo 3 because Halo 3 came out, and I ditched Call of Duty the instant I tried Halo 3 online.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but it was just a mix of Halo, the fact that I played Halo 1 back in the day, that I played Halo 1 and 2, I played Halo 3 as well, I know the story, and then I got into the game and it was just, wow, so many people playing it, so much fun, it was incredible.
Right, it was it was booming right then. It's everyone was coming into the game. There was a huge community.
It's 400,000 people online every day.
Right,
so
that's nuts.
That's how I started. And then after a while of playing Halo 3, and working my way up the ranks and finally getting my 50. I think it took me 1 or 2 years, so I think it was at the start of 2009 or something like that.
Okay.
And by then I had gotten a little bit into the montage community. I didn't make anything myself, but I watched a lot of stuff. Right. And not only Halo 3, but I started watching Halo 1 stuff, Halo 2 stuff, and just old school. And it made me want to play Halo 2. So I started playing Halo 2 a lot on Xbox Live whenever I had time, not playing Halo 3, basically.
Right.
And I played Halo 2
this is before the servers went down and everything. You could still hop on Xbox Live and find a match-made game. I'm
pretty sure I played Halo 2 for 1 or 2 years before the servers shut down.
Okay.
So I was pretty late to the party when it came to Halo 2. I'm one of the younger ones. I turned 20 now in 2014, 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So I'm not Furion or Hyena or Campy who played Halo 2 and made montages and all that back then. I was a little bit late to the party, but I still was one of the people that really just... Halo 2 and Halo 1 was still amazing to me, both multiplayer and single player.
Right, okay. That makes sense.
And then after a while, of playing Halo 3, I ended up getting a couple of clips. Then I thought yeah, this is cool. This is some montage material. No scope kill tag and multi team. Yeah. Yeah. I started feeling really cool about it. So at one point, I actually contacted Furion, and he actually captured some clips for me, and that was my first ever minitage made. Was capped by Furion, and that's basically what started me getting a capture card myself.
Right. So, I mean, it's so funny because a lot of people do that. That first step is contacting Furion and getting involved with that. But I was looking on your channel, right?
Yes.
Because you have a pretty big following. You have 4,000 subscribers, which for a Halo channel these days is not joking around. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I just hit 4,000 actually. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, and I was looking on your channel, and I went as far back as I could, and the first upload was tranQ and Friends. And so you must have done videos before that are just no longer public or no longer on the channel. Is that right?
Yes. There's a mix of things. First, I had another channel called iTranquility because I used to be called Tranquility instead.
Right. I remember that. Yeah.
Where I did put out montages and clips and stuff like that. But my brain is pretty weird, so at some point, I don't know what happened, but I was like, fuck this shit, and I deleted everything on that account. Mm-hmm. I suspended the account, and I made a new one, and I had no idea why, because it was so many cute little clips and videos that have been so much fun to watch back now.
Right.
This was when Reach came out, I remember. I changed my gamer tag. I deleted everything. I deleted everyone off my friends list.
That's more recent than I thought.
Yeah, and the first video I actually released on the I'm tranQ channel is deleted. And it was just a spree first day of Reach.
Okay.
So it was on the release date of Reach, I completely deleted my history and made something new.
Do you had you been editing at this point too? I mean, this was like you had been editing for a while at this point, maybe.
Not for a while. I mean, I'm pretty sure I actually ended up deleting the Reach Minitage one as well, but you can still find it on like FB Walshy for the win with like 50,000 views for some reason. It's absolutely terrible. But that's like, you can see how amateurish and non-flowing and just like over-synced and forced that editing is compared to how I feel like I am as an editor now.
Right.
But I started to get familiar about it a bit more at that time.
Well, what I wonder is, because I did the same thing. I had an old channel that I had uploaded my videos to, and then at some point I was like, okay, screw this. I'm starting a brand new channel, and I'm going to start over. And I don't know what prompted that out of me either. And I think, do you think that maybe you reached a point where you were like happy with the content you were creating? You realized that it was going to be on another level than what you had been previously making, and so you wanted a kind of fresh start. Is that at all what might have happened?
I think it's a mix of two things. First, that one, yes. I started getting clips on a regular basis. I was able to edit my own videos. I could basically be a self-sustained channel without having to looking for editors or struggling to get clips anymore. So that's one of the things, yes.
Okay.
The other thing is that's around that time is when I attended my first competitive Halo event. The last Halo 3 event in Europe, ECL Liverpool.
Right.
And at that point, I was called tranQ in the montage community, but I was called Charved in the competitive community.
Really? I didn't know about this.
And at some point, I was like, I deleted everyone off my friends list. I don't know what made me do this. It was, looking back at it, it's so weird, because I had so many like friends in the competitive and the montage community that I just said, fuck you to, and just like left everything behind for some reason.
Right, that's pretty drastic.
And it's not like I was going to stay hidden. I made a completely new channel. It was worthless. It was stupid. I don't understand how my 16-year-old brain was like, this is a good idea, yeah. Like, I don't get it. But I know, like... So I started this new thing. I changed my game type to tranQ with 3 Qs. Mm-hmm. I made a new channel, and I stopped playing competitive. Because I didn't like Reach.
Okay. Right.
So, throughout the entirety of Reach, first I played like Reach for, I guess, 1 or 2 months. Made a couple of videos, and then I was like, fucking shit game, fuck it. And then I went back to Halo 3, and that's basically where I've been staying this entire time. With a little like detour into Halo 4, competitive Halo 4.
Right, because you have some Halo 4 content.
Yeah.
Right.
I did like a 1 game in every playlist start of Halo 4 just to like get a feel of it.
Right.
Was overhyped as fuck back then about the game. I really thought it was going to be better than what it was. Just blind to the new amazingness that was a new game, I guess.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't think you were alone in that. There was a lot of people who were like super excited about it. It seemed like there was a lot of potential there.
Well, yeah, it really was. But it was more the little things that just fucked up Halo 4, in my opinion. But let's not get into that discussion.
Right. Yeah.
I thoroughly hate that at this point.
No. I agree.
Okay. Yeah. So Halo 3 has basically been my go-to game for the past. It's 2014 now. I started in like 2008, so 8 years.
Right.
No, fuck, 6 years. Jesus, maths. Boom.
So there's a couple things that like I notice are parallel between you and me, and one of those is that you have. Well, I guess I don't know if I've heard you explicitly say this, but you made a final Halo montage, right?
Yes.
And I don't know, maybe did you think at the time that you were maybe done with Halo, you were going to move on?
It's happened 3 times actually.
Right, so you keep coming back, because I always am like, all right, I'm done with Halo, and I'll take like a month off, or maybe a little bit longer, and then I'll just like, something will suck me back in. I'll see like a really sick montage, or I don't know what it is. There's just that the want to play again, so I'll just come back. And I feel like you have the same experience, kind of. Is that true?
Yes, on one point. The other one, it's kind of different. The first one was that I remember I had created content for a while. I've started getting a good like group of people watching my videos, and I like made casual shizzes. I made minitages. I made montages. I made tages for other people, and so on. And then at one point, I sat down to edit something, and I was just like that summarized my entire feeling about it. I was tired of it. I was just done. So I remember making a montage or a video called "So I Played Some Halo 3" the other day, and at the end of it, I said, "I'm done with Halo 3. You can expect my montage and like the final and like a couple more videos, and then I'm gonna be gone."
Right.
And at this point, before my final, I already said I was gonna quit, but I remember Furion contacting me and saying don't. And I started playing with him a lot and talking to him a lot, and we became actually really good friends.
Yeah.
And it basically made me keep editing and playing Halo. And
Why was that? I mean, obviously Furion is huge. Like that, if anyone's going to have an impact by saying don't stop, Furion's probably the voice to hear that from. But what went through your mind, you know? Like why did you decide to keep editing and everything?
First, it was the fact that probably my biggest inspiration, I think, at least in the top three, just told me that. And
Right.
it was like, what? You care? Like, it's this amazing thing.
Yeah.
Especially at the time, I think it was 2 years ago, so still not completely comfortable with myself as a person, I guess you could say. Still like
Sure.
insecure and so on.
Sure.
So that was one thing. The other was the fact that I didn't have anyone to play with mostly. I had WittyQ, which I made a couple of videos with,
Yeah.
but he left for university. And after that, I kind of like stopped having people to play with. And then I started playing with Furion. And I also started to get to know Spawn, Griddle Jake, and Holmbomb a lot.
Okay.
And those, first it was Furion, and then it was the Swedes, as I call them, Griddle Jake, Spawn, and Holmbomb.
Yeah.
And both of these guys both these two groups, I guess you can say, have both made me want to play more by playing with me, having fun with me, and, you know, just having a good time.
Yeah.
And that's what made me play Halo 3 online in the first place, having a good time. And every time I play for like 1 or 2 weeks, and I realize every time I get offline, I'm like, it wasn't really worth it. Like, if I say that, I'm like, well, there's no point anymore. If you don't enjoy something in your life, change it.
Totally.
That's usually my mentality, I guess you can say.
Right.
So both those times, it was, I'm done with it because I'm not having as much fun with it anymore. And it's happened 3 times. And every time a person, a group, or something like that came into my life, basically, and like made me have fun again.
Totally. Did you ever actually was there ever actually like a period of time where you weren't getting on your Xbox and playing Halo
Yes.
at all? And what was how long did that last?
One was for 4 months.
Okay, that's pretty long.
And then there's been like anything 1 to 3 months where I didn't touch anything.
Right. Okay.
It's a mix of just busy with school, busy with real life, busy with work, and just not feeling like getting online.
Right.
At the moment, though, and for another year, like for the past 2 years, past 1 year, and for the next year, it's gonna be the same thing as it's always been. I do work, or I'll do whatever the hell else I do, and then when I have free time, I want to play video games because I enjoy playing. I have a group of friends that I usually play with. If it's Halo or Counter-Strike or Team Fortress 2 or whatever, I enjoy playing. I enjoy recording myself playing, and I enjoy editing the highlights of my sessions and releasing it on YouTube, and I enjoy creating content in that way.
Okay. Yeah.
And for the past year, I'd say it has been like that. It's nothing to change it. It's only once where I've been like, I need a little break, and then I took a little break, and when I came back, I was on fire again, basically.
Right. Right. It's kind of like it rejuvenated the fun a little bit just to step away from it for a second.
Yeah.
But that's interesting to hear that that's where all your motivation comes from, because really it's so much more fun when you're playing with a group of friends. Like I could play Halo for like 15 minutes by myself and be bored already. But if I'm just like talking to even just one other person while I'm playing, it's so much more fun. You know, you're interacting with someone rather than just sitting there by yourself in silence while you play.
Exactly. Like back in the day, I could sit from like in the weekends, I could wake up put some music on, and sit in social all day long, getting clips and just playing by myself.
Yeah.
And now I have no intention of doing that ever. The only time I ever play social anymore by myself is like, I need a game to warm up before I play MLG with my friends, or oh, it's 3 a.m. I should go offline, but I'm streaming. I'll play 1 or 2 games of multi-team before I go on, so you guys can get like an overkill or kill tag to watch before I go.
Right.
Like that's the only time. But other than that, it's just like not tempting anymore.
Right.
I think it's just a mix of you've played it for so long and it's not repetitive because Halo is always different no matter what you do, but it's just like you need something else. The only thing I could play for hours upon hours now is like Team Fortress 2.
Okay. And
Because
I actually
it's just
didn't.
a
I don't think I knew
ridiculous
that you
game.
played that. I knew you played Counter-Strike Go because I've watched you play that before, but I didn't know that you played Team Fortress 2.
You know, I think 3 weeks ago I touched it again after not playing it for 5 years. Or something
Oh
like
wow. Okay.
that. And I had more fun on the video game by myself than I'd had in ages.
Oh really?
And after that, I've been playing it whenever I have time, basically, whenever I feel like it. And probably going to make some videos about it as well.
I've only played it a couple times, but it seems like it's a very I don't know, like cartoony kind of style of a game. Is that? I mean, it's
Yeah.
like the art is really weird, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it is cartoons, basically.
Right. Yeah.
But it's something about it that just, you don't think that it's cartoons. Like, when you play it. It's a really, really silly game, but it's also really competitive as well. It's like you have these mad tactics, and you actually have like a really thriving competitive community within it as well.
Yeah. I mean, there's like tournaments and stuff for that game.
Yeah, there's actually like huge things, and people are just, like sick at the game. I remember playing with some guy, and were like, I came into a server, and like in the chat, people were like, "Ooh, what rank are you in the ladder thing?" And he's like, "Ooh, I'm that thing. I'm that. Yeah, I'm just pubbing for lulz." And I'm like, "What is this talk?" And I realized they were just like playing public matches for the lulz, and I was just sitting there like, "What the shit? I'm just trying to fucking snipe people or like shoot people with rockets," and they were like doing these sick ass rocket jump combo nade throw shovel hitting thing, and I'm sitting there like, "What the shit? My brain just exploded." and that's one of the things that I think is biggest when it comes to me, is the fact that when I get a new game and I realize there's so much to learn, and then I want to learn and get better, but at the same time I just enjoy the fact that I have no clue what's going on. And if you watch my videos and you also know me quite well, you know that I laugh a lot of things happening in game. Both the game that I'm like know basically everything about, like Halo 3, or a completely new game like Counter-Strike. I just have a good time basically no matter what. And if I don't have a good time, I'll stop playing.
Yeah. No, that's definitely. And I mean, I don't want to just randomly jump topics, but I did want to ask you about you. Do you like subscribe to this method that I think way more people should try to emulate when they play Halo, which is like you're always positive, and if someone comes at you with like a very like the community's so negative, right, and so mean to each other and so harsh,
Yep.
but if someone comes at you with negativity, you just brush it off and you're like very positive about it. And usually there's only so much you could take, but for the most part, you're like a killing them with kindness kind of guy, and I really like that, and I think more people should act like that in the community. And is it kind of hard to maintain that like upbeat, positive thing with such a negative group surrounding you?
Sometimes it is. It's actually like, for example, a video I posted not recently where a guy just started saying random ass shit for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of even trying to just be nice to him or like counter him with positivity, I just muted him. And that's sometimes something you gotta do.
Right.
But I try, no matter what, to never ever answer a guy with trash talk if he trash talks me. I can take like in-game banter, you know, like, "Oh, you're so shit, what are you doing? Why are you going R2, you fucking idiot? You got naded, ooh."
Right.
But never ever like something that's stupid or illogical or out of line. That's something I never really do. back in the day when I was a teenager, I would do that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, ooh, I hope your mother dies in a car crash. Like, out of the blue, just say something like that, and it's just awful.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It's
Yeah.
why would you say that? That's someone's mom.
Yeah.
Don't do that. It's awful. Like, I don't understand where that impulse would ever come from. Like, especially with most of the people playing Halo 3 today are older than 18.
Right.
So how can you be that childish little guy just constantly being a dick?
Right, we should all be able
are.
to be civilized and so nice to each other and compassionate because we're all like old now. Like what
Yeah, and
is up
basically
with
just
this
be
trash
mature.
talk? Yeah.
Like we should have all been able to grow up by now, and that's basically my mentality about it. So it's not a hard thing to do because I do it in real life as well. Like if a drunk guy comes up to me and want to start a fight, I just like go, dude, why? It's like
Right,
that's
right.
like that's if you ask someone who trash talks that like just why, it's usually either more trash talk or they don't have a reason, and that's when you already know there's just no point. It's I don't know. I just get tired of it. I think that's basically it. I got tired of the trash talking. I got tired of the stupid negativity, and I just wanted to see everyone growing up and being nice instead. I mean, I don't want every single person in the world to hold hands and kiss and hug and be like, "Yay!"
Right.
But
Yeah.
but I just like, especially when we're in a close community like Halo, where we all have this passion for a game, and that's why we're playing it. Because Halo 3 is basically like what 5,000 people max. I don't know.
I mean, it's getting down there.
Exactly. So it's like, I don't see why you would be hating other people that stick to the game that you love, and they stick to it because they love it as well.
Do you
'Cause-
think you have a better time when you're being positive rather than like getting engaged in the trash talk? Like, do you think you enjoy it more when you're able to just like stay light and warm?
Yeah, but that's basically everything about life anyway. If you're positive
Right.
about things, you'll have a more positive experience about it.
Right.
I mean, I've both like what people commonly call trolling. I've done that before, sure, just having fun with people and
Right.
like keep them going because I think it's hilarious when people just start stuff for nothing. And yesterday I actually like made a Mexican guy rage quit because I randomly talked Spanish with him for an entire game. And he was like, "Dude, please just speak English." And I was like, "Oh, no problemo." Like that was I just went like that the entire game. He ended up quitting because he got angry with me.
Right.
But that's not something that's really like personal. And if he ever said please, it's like you're really actually just annoying me and it's just not funny at all, I would just go, "All right, dude, I'm sorry."
Right, you're not
No
like
worries about it.
genuinely like being mean or trying to like make him feel bad. You're just like having fun.
Yeah, it's like especially accents. I do that a lot, like Scottish accents, Spanish accents. I think languages are fun.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I do them a lot, and that's one of the things. But if everyone's like, I don't know, it's just if my type of humor ever offends anyone, I would probably just say sorry, dude. Just sorry, didn't mean any harm, and just keep going. Like
Right.
instead of anything else.
Totally. Okay, so here, you're from Norway, right?
Yes.
Have you been on the receiving end of a lot of like European versus American trash talk?
Oh yes.
I
Not
see
just from-
I see that so much, and it's the most ridiculous thing.
Not just from Americans, but also from Europeans. I mean, UK people hate Norwegians in general.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
especially like Scandinavians. Okay, first of all, you have internal Scandinavian rivalry, like Norway against Sweden. So Swedes are often like, "Ooh, Norwegians," ooh,
Right.
like that. So that's one of the things. And then second, you have within the competitive Halo community in Europe, you have mainland Europe, Scandinavia, and you have the UK.
Right.
The UK is the basis because that's where the events are usually. And so all the UK people hate mainland and Scandinavians.
Okay,
because
this I didn't know. This is interesting.
because they are warriors, like, "Ooh, fucking take 4 shots and you didn't die." Ooh.
Right.
Like that thing. And so if you're from Scandinavia and you've never ever been to a Halo 3 LAN in Europe, every single person online that has been to a LAN automatically thinks you're a terrible player and you're just hated.
Right.
So if you come into the community and you try to find a team and you've never ever been to a LAN, you'll have a hard time, believe me. No matter how good you are online, no one will give a shit. And so that's one of the things. And that's, I can get that. I understand that. So that's like a hierarchy where, you have the top players of the top teams, been on LAN, they're from the UK and all that, sure. But it's still like a massive thing. And in general, you get like you hear in matchmaking like fucking German piece of shit. Or fucking Norwegian asshole, fucking like stuff like that just pops up every time.
Jeez.
And sometimes it's in the heat of the moment, but sometimes it's really just like thought through hatred for a country just because it's online Halo 3.
Right.
So that's within Europe. And then you have and suddenly Europe just like unifies because the Americans hate European hosts.
Right.
And Europeans hate American hosts. And then this is just the internal, like the eternal battle, not internal, eternal battle of, ooh, is your host and my host, you would get fucking raped, bitch. Like,
I've heard that more times than I can count. Like,
yeah.
In so many online competitive games, I've heard that. And it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's basically what I said earlier as well. It's just the point where I'm tired of it. I can't be bothered with it anymore. Right. I know that if I play and I meet Americans and it's an American host, sure, sometimes it's my host, sometimes it's my neighbor's host, sometimes it's a UK host, sometimes it's a guy from Saudi Arabia pulling host. And it's a horrible game, yes. I get annoyed when I get killed from bullshit, yes. But I know it's what I signed up for. I went on Halo 3 online, I know how the game is. Just, if you manage to have fun with it instead of being angry about it, you will have fun with it. Like, if I force shot someone blatantly, or I pick up a custom way before he did, but he gets the custom power up, I usually laugh about it.
Right.
And that's how I basically handle it. Like, just instead of just being really angry, I just try to stay positive.
Right, yeah, just laugh at the absurdity of it. Because, first of all, it's out of everyone's control. The game is going to choose someone to host, and then everyone has to deal with that. Like, that's just the reality of the situation.
And I also, from playing online so much, I've also gotten, like, used to the different kind of hosts. So I play differently depending on each host.
Oh, do you?
Like, you can't challenge a guy in a BR battle if he's from Saudi Arabia and he's on host and you're from Norway and you're not on host. You can't challenge him because he will out-BR you 99% of the times because it's a massive host.
Right.
So I usually go like plus 21 on a bad host and people go like, "Ew, you hosty piece of shit." I'm like, no, it was my host.
Right. You just like, adjusted.
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest like things I get online. Like, people just hate me because I go positive even on a bad host.
Right.
But I also have this basic thing. If I ever pull host, I know it's awful, and I just after a game I go, sorry, my host, sorry guys.
Yeah.
I'm real. Honestly, just sorry for it.
That's funny. I have the same experience. My host is bad for even Americans who are living in the same state as me. Like, my internet is just really bad, so I'm apologetic when I get host. I'm like, oh my god, guys, I'm so sorry. It's not going to be fun for you.
That's exactly the way I am.
Yeah. Okay, so you just came back from I-51, right?
Yes.
Let's talk about that a little bit. I watched your post I-51 blog, but for those who haven't seen it, you said it was a really good time, right?
Yeah, it was. I've been to 3 events now. In the UK. I've been to ECL 1 in Liverpool, I was 16. Mm-hmm. Went to EGL 9, which was Halo 4 in Blackpool.
Okay.
And then I went to this one, I-51, which was in Coventry. And this one was by far the most fun I've had in an event, even though my placing wasn't what I wanted it to be. And and so on. It was still the most fun I've had because you have like a core of competitive European Halo now,
right,
where everyone is friends. And even though we have in-game trash talk, it's still like everyone's friends. I don't think I can say one guy who was at that LAN who I can literally say, like, I don't like that guy.
Right. And
every single one of them is nice, like, basically.
And okay, so for those who don't know, I-51 it was a Halo 3 MLG style tournament.
Yeah, or I-51. It's multiplayer, the Insomnia, basically.
Right, right.
It's a Halo. No, sorry, Halo. It's a gaming festival that's every third month or something like that, or 3 times a year, in the UK.
Right, right.
And they have League of Legends, StarCraft, Counter-Strike, Halo, Call of Duty tournaments, basically.
Totally.
And it's also BYOC, bring your own computer. So people sit in a giant room and everyone just plays video games for 48 hours, basically.
Right. I didn't know that you had to bring your own,
No, you can do that if you want to. You don't need to.
Oh, you don't have to. Like, it's not like they have consoles set
spectator
up
passes, you have bring your own console or computer passes, and then you have turn up and play passes.
Okay.
And it's not just like tournaments. It's also like booths where you can meet people, like turn up and meet people who are big in the YouTube community.
Right.
I know if you watch MLG Haunt's videos, he always plays with this guy called Gizzy14 Gaza or something like that.
Yeah.
He was there, for example.
Okay.
I met a guy from who made Rome 2 Total War, which was a game I played a little bit back. Just said hi to him, stuff like that. So it's not just like a place where you play. It's also a place where you can experience gaming and like join competitions or buy cheap stuff and stuff like that. So it's
That's
cosplay
really cool.
and stuff as well. Like there was this really hot chick in the Poison Ivy costume. She was like walking around and all the nerds was like, ah.
That's so funny. I actually didn't know that there was this much that was happening at those events. I mean, I knew it wasn't just Halo, but I didn't realize how much was going on. That's really cool.
Yeah. I said this to a guy at the event as well. I feel like Halo 3 or Halo in general once was like the king of the kindergarten, but now we have lice and we sit in the corner of the like in the corner by the like flowers, like in the fucking with dirt all over us, with like lice, and no one wants to touch us because we were like shoved into the corner with like 2 stations, like just
That's so funny.
just 16 Xboxes, 16 monitors, and a casting station. That's what we had.
Right.
And Call of Duty had like
so
what 24 or something like that, 24 stations, which is 24 times 8. And so on.
Oh, whoa! They had 24 stations, not just 24 Xboxes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they had like
gosh.
16 or 24 or something like that.
Wow.
And then League of Legends had like even more.
Right, that was probably huge.
Yeah, so like Halo 3 is still like this little kid with lice in the playground. But
that's so funny. I mean, it's cool that they even
at least we
have
have a good
Halo
time.
3.
We eat the paste and we get retarded, but we like it.
That's such a funny analogy. Yeah. I mean, they don't usually have Halo 3 though, right? This was like, were they going out on a limb?
They've had Halo 4 and they had Halo Reach back in the day as well.
Right.
But we managed to get them to do Halo 3, and it was sponsored by Venom Gaming UK.
Okay.
And hopefully they will actually make it so that I-52 will also be Halo 3, which is a big chance. If you're from the EU or from the US or whatever, stop by and give Venom Gaming UK like a shout out. I had to mention them here as well just because of the fact that they made that happen. They gave us the prize pool, they gave us everything.
Yeah.
So that was amazing by them, to be honest. And
no,
the fact
definitely.
that you were able to play a competitive Halo 3 tournament in 2014 is insane.
Yeah, it was
even
so
though there was
cool.
only 11 teams.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that in one sec. But yeah, I do want to reiterate though that is so cool that there was a Halo 3 LAN competitive tournament, and it was like I remember I stayed up super late to watch the stream on the last day because it started at like 2 a.m. my time, and I was like, oh man, this feels just like the old days, like watching MLG. Like it was really exciting to be watching it live again. So definitely, I'll go give them a shout out after this. And anyone else who's listening, I would encourage you to do that too, because I would love to see another one of Halo 3. But yeah, let's talk about. There was only 11 teams. Do you think that was disappointing for the tournament? Like the tournament directors, the people who held I-51. Like, do you think that will make them hesitant to have Halo 3 again?
I think yes. But on the other hand, I know there are loads of people who were like, I saw that shit and I miss it and I want to play.
Yeah.
Like a mix of people who played Halo 3 in the past competitive, a mix of new people, a mix of people that wasn't old enough to play, and so on. I think a lot of people will come to I-52, and we already started something in the EU competitive scene where everyone will already buy tickets for I-52, and then if Halo does not get announced, we'll all cancel our tickets and get our money back.
Interesting.
And we can actually do that because they announce it more than a month before the event, and you can cancel your ticket 2 weeks before the event, I think.
Right. Okay, that's kind of cool.
And still get your money back.
So you guys are pretty much like saying, if you guys have Halo 3, this is how many people are going to show up. Like, we're going to be there. Exactly. Yeah, that's really cool.
So there's still some people who like show up at the gates and are like, "Sup, I'm going to play Halo 3." So that's like, but still, when you have like, I would guess if you do 10 teams times 4, right? So we have 40 people. That's 40 tickets, and like £70 each ticket. Let's just say $100.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. Sure. And then suddenly 100 times 40 gone because they canceled their tickets. Like,
right.
It's not like an insane amount, but it's still like, why not just make Halo 3 happen? Why not just do it?
Especially if they're not paying from their own profits as the prize pool, right? Then it seems like it would probably be at least profitable and beneficial to have that.
And Venom Gaming also said like, just keep the headsets for the next event. They basically just said like, we will try to make Halo happen next event as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
And since we as a community are really tight knit, we already like had a deciding that it's Halo 3 or it's nothing.
Right.
So at the moment, it looks like it's going to be a Halo 3 event, and Venom Gaming is going to try to make it happen as well with us. And hopefully it will work out. And I-52 in August will be Halo 3 as well.
Oh man, that would be exciting.
Yeah.
Is it okay if we start a whole new topic now? I know I've had you. It's like 45 minutes already. I know we're going kind of long. Do you have time for this?
I have loads of time, dude. It's
okay.
All right.
Cool, because this is one that I really want to talk about. Your editing. You have this really cool style of editing that is like how I describe it to people is like you have perfected the like simplistic editing that doesn't involve these over the top effects. Do you think that's like accurate? Do you think am I not doing well? But like the style that I'm talking about, you think that's accurate? Like you pretty much take the simple style of editing and push it as far as you can.
Yes.
Yeah, and when anyone ever brings up the topic of like flow, which can be such a broad topic, I always point them in the direction of your videos because I feel like you do everything you can to match the song visually, and you do it very well. And were you like basing your editing off some specific person as inspiration when you started figuring out your own style, or how did that come about?
When I started editing, I didn't care like about exactly how it looked. I remember when I started editing my first ever video, when I was like, oh, I want to impress people. I want to impress the montage kids. I want to be recognized. Like, oh yeah, cool. I'm 15. I'm gonna get recognized, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then after I started editing it, even back then when I was like a little kid, I was like, I realized that I don't need these 3D bullet things. I don't need an insane effect here. I can just display the gameplay and use the song that I picked out and make it, like fit.
Right.
So, and even since that day, I have like, I think it's only one video ever where I tried to do like a really fast-paced, awesome with angles and cool shit. Like, and I just realized after I was finished with it, it was like, I didn't enjoy it. Right. I didn't enjoy making this at all. Right. And so it's basically like it's just been a natural thing, I think. I enjoy a video where there's a good feel to it rather than a video where there's an awesome editing sequence.
Right.
Like, I enjoy good editing just like the next guy. Like, for example, Crate's This Bitter Earth with the insane transition, like through the Dorn orbital out of the Earth space shuttle thing. That blew my mind, and it was insane. I was like, oh shit, like, fuck. I watched it so many times over and over, and like watching, let's see Man Without Modem, and like one of the really like climax points and like one of the sickest effects, and I'm like, fucking yeah!
Yeah, right. It's super cool to watch.
Yeah, but on the other hand, that's not the videos that I watched the most times. That's not the videos that I've gone back, searched, and go like, I want to see that moment again, because it's cool once. It's like the Avengers was for me. I don't fucking want to watch Avengers again. It was cool, sure, loads of superheroes, effects, and
you're talking about the Avengers the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, because there's also
not the montage. No, sorry.
No,
I forgot there's a montage. Sorry, I don't watch Reach montages.
Yeah.
So
Totally. I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, but like it's the same thing like that, like a superhero movie where it's like, it's fucking awesome, but it's not a movie that I was go like, I need to watch that again. That really hit me in a place where I want to like, ooh yeah.
Right.
It's not. It doesn't give me that feel. But for example, Foley's Good Morning by Furion, one of the most simple montages of all time with sick editing and a good flow.
Yeah.
I've watched that 70 times.
Yeah, same, man. I used to watch that all the time.
Exactly. Like, back in the day, that was my go-to video when I was like, shit, I want to see some sick gameplay. Like,
right.
That was the thing. And, like, those videos are the ones that really hit me. So I think it's just a subjective taste of what you like to see. Because some people like the insane editing and the fast-paced songs, but personally I enjoy a good song with editing that fits.
Right. I think it's refreshing to see that, because like when I was kind of like figuring out myself as an editor, I was like getting into the whole doing lots of effects things, I recall, and then I like saw all of your videos and I like fell in love with that style of editing, and I was like, wow, I would so much rather achieve everything through this like simple, like really flowy style that just hits the song really well, then go sit in After Effects for 10 hours and come out with 5 seconds of footage, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. You're definitely right though. It's not for everyone. Like, it's not to say one's better than the other, but I personally love that style a lot that you have chosen. Like, every time you upload something, I'm like super excited to watch it.
And I'm smiling so much right now because I never ever in my life thought that I would ever like inspire someone either in Halo or anything else to do anything similar to me or anything like that. Yeah. I never ever in my life, and like a lot of people ask me to edit their montages because they think like I'm a good editor, or they just want to like, or they just send me messages like, hey, you haven't uploaded a video in a long time. When are you uploading a video? And it's an insane thing to me because I never ever thought that would happen. Like, yeah, it's still a weird thing for me to do, and I still think of like, I could never ever fathom that you would ever even draw a little bit of inspiration from me, because when I watch your videos, I'm like, yes, like this is so good. This is what I want. And then you tell me that you try to do what I did. I'm like, what? And my brain just goes.
That's so awesome. That's so awesome. I feel the exact same way. That's hilarious. So
it's really fun in that matter, and I'm always smiling when someone says something nice about something that I make.
Yeah.
That's natural. That's nothing you can do about it.
Totally.
And, it's one of the greatest feelings in the world, I think, when something you've done or something you make and someone gives you positive feedback on it.
Yeah.
It's really one of the best things in life, and that's no matter what. It's like if you make a baby and someone says that's a beautiful baby, then you're like, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
You know, no matter what, it's because it's something you've made. It's yours. It's your creation. And if just some fucking asshole on the street that you fucking hate says you're looking beautiful today, it's still something that like gives you something.
Right, you're getting some positive, like there's just a warm feeling from it, and like it's cool because you're like, these videos stem from you're making them because you enjoy doing it. Like, you make them from your own, you know, you're not making them for other people, you're making them because you like it. But then a side effect of that is that other people also like it, which just feels so good.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
And I'm never ever, if I make a video and I realize I'm not enjoying this, why am I making this? Then I would stop.
Yeah.
In that second that like thought hit me.
Have you scrapped a lot of videos?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you ever post them, or?
I used to. I got up to scrap 17, and then I stopped doing it. Deleted all of them.
Yeah. All right. Well, so I don't know if you've noticed on the ending, I try to do a segment that's specific to the guest, and I couldn't think of one to do for you. So I was thinking, and I don't want people to think that this is going to become like a super regular thing, but on the topic of scraps, I have that scrap from your editing contest like a year and a half ago, and I was thinking I would put that as the ending segment because that was going. I could just safely say that was going to be my favorite thing that I was going to make, but then I couldn't finish it in time, and I'm always like holding out, not posting it because I'm like, oh man, I want to finish this, but I realistically it probably isn't going to happen. So do you care if I use that as the ending segment and post up that scrap for people to watch?
I care in the way that I really wanted you to finish it because I remember it, but I don't care in the way that you're welcome to do whatever you want with it, and I would be happy to see it and to see what people think of it because I think it's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, I know. I feel so bad like posting it publicly, but I just
No, but there's nothing you can do about it, man. It's this sometimes you like I once had a project sitting in my desktop for 6 months,
yeah.
and then when I finally like started doing it, I realized like when I released it, I was just like, wow, this is awful. This is just I don't want this on my channel. I don't want anything to do with this because I didn't enjoy making it, and it was awful.
Right. And I don't even think that like I didn't enjoy making it. It's just that it was a year and a half ago that I was like editing that, and I've tried to go back and edit it twice now, and I just can't get in the same mindset that I was in. I can't achieve what I wanted back then. So I just don't think it's going to happen, but I will post it at the end of this for you guys to watch. And one last time, go watch tranQ's vids on youtube.com/imtranq. Are you still doing that re-upload thing?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Now, I mean, I know you were taking a break while you were at I-51, but you're still going to do that?
Yeah. Probably gonna do one before I go to sleep now.
Cool.
I'm probably gonna start making videos again on Monday when I restart my life.
Right.
After this vacation I've had.
I mean, this might not be up for like a week or so maybe that'll already have happened, but...
Oh, yeah, that's probably going to happen then, because this is doing 26th. I'm going to start again on the 28th.
Right. Well, I was excited to hear that you were going to start re-uploading videos, because there are a lot of yours that I mean, I don't know, you have so many videos that I will admit that sometimes I like don't recall to watch one again, you know? Like, it's not that I didn't like it or that it wasn't great. It's just that, like, it just gets lost in my memory. And so to see you re-upload, like, it's exciting. It's like jogging my memory in the best way.
For me, I decided to do it because there was a mix of I think there's a lot of videos that gets lost in translation, or just a mix of videos that are... One thing is that a lot of the old subscribers that watch those videos are gone, and there's a lot of new subscribers in that way.
Yeah.
So re-uploading it isn't that big of a hit on, like, there's not going to be a million people going, oh, I've already seen this fucking lazy-ass bitch, or something like that. Like,
yeah.
There's just, like, and I would never upload a video that I didn't think was worth re-uploading.
Right.
Just because of the fact that I think it's a good video, or videos that I merged into one, and therefore I think it's worth a re-upload, rather than just like, this is a shitty clip I got once, I'm gonna re-upload it to get more views.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. You're not doing it. You're not doing it because you want more views. Like, that's clear.
Yeah.
You're just doing it because you want some fresh eyes on it. Like, some people haven't seen it, and being someone who's been watching your channel for a long time, I can't speak for everyone, I guess, but I will say that I really enjoy you re-uploading the videos. So even some of us old subscribers.
Why, thank you.
Really like that. Yeah. What? Anyways, thank you so much for contacting me and volunteering to be on the show. I appreciate it a lot.
Thank you, dude.
Yeah.
Shout out to this series as well. It's awesome, and I hope gets more attention the more it goes on, because it's really good, and I think it's something that not necessarily needed, but thoroughly enjoyable to have in the community that we have now, because you get into the minds of personalities that you see the gamer tag or the names of several places.
Cool. Well,
so
thank
you for starting it, dude.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That means a lot. All right, guys, we're gonna let this run out. I'll count down from like 3, and then we'll start that scrap for you guys. That'll be our ending segment. So thanks for listening to episode 5 of Mind of a Gamer. This was Christian tranQ. 3, 2, 1.
it wrong.